So the thing about looking at materialism the way I do, with this subjective materialism, is it changes the kinds of questions you can ask. This is why I say it's worthwhile for analysis. It's a good, beneficial thing. It enables a lot of analysis that otherwise I would not be able to perform. So for example, in the skeptical type of materialism, we don't think of the material component of something as being this thing outside in itself in some external world, because that's like the presupposition of, you suppose that there are things out there you can't sense, and then they're causing what you sense. How are you ever going to prove them if you're assuming you can't sense them, because the fact that you sense something doesn't illustrate the existence of something you can't sense, right? So the material component of something are the perceptions, the qualia, the real simple fundamental perceptions that we've gotten about a thing. So for example, in skepticism, we'll never really say something doesn't exist. We'll ask, what does it exist as? What's the material component of it? So let's say somebody believes in God. The thing there is not, does God exist? The thing is that the material component of God is just a neurological thing. It's just an idea. It's the material involved with it is in our brain. But there is more to it than that, because there's the question of what perceptions led someone to believe in that God. So let's say the person in question was getting a hug from their grandma when they were 7, and life just felt so good, and grandma had just said God is good, and there must be a God for things to be that good. If that's why you believe in God, then that's the material component of God for you, right? Also, of course, people have put their ideas of gods out there, built churches and stuff. Maybe you walked into a church and you're awe-inspired and you go, yeah, look, God lives in this place. Then that architectural atmosphere is a material component of God. See, if you look at things this way, then you are forced to look at yourself, and why do you believe? What has gotten you? What perceptions have confirmed this interpretation of these phenomena as relating to God? And you can find out, if your belief in God doesn't come from a warm hug with grandma, but comes from really hard times where God was the only thing that could get you through, then the material component of God is your fear. You want to know these kinds of things. That you believe in God is not the most important thing. It's why, because the answer to that will be perceptions, and the character of those perceptions will tell you about the character of your belief, and it could be very different. Some people believe in gods for positive reasons and use it in a positive way, and some don't, and there's reason for those differences. So the summary is just that to use this way of thinking, you have to understand that a material component of something is not some substance in the external world, hypothetical. It's the actual qualia, the perceptions that you've received that led you to believe in that thing as a valid phenomenon.